Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today is a new day and the beginning of a new journey. Uh, so I've decided one of my first games that I'm branching out into, aside from FFTCG, is going to be Legends of Runterra. Now I know it's still card game related, but I've been playing this game a lot since the pandemic actually, and since I think it was only, I don't want to say the whole pandemic, right? Because it's been a long time for that. But somewhere in the middle of it, I did start. I want to say I've been playing like 5-6 months, maybe a little less. I'm not sure. I actually don't remember. I think I can pull up my first tweet regarding that. But while I do that, the main thing is that I will start playing this game. I'm going to hopefully get competitive. The main thing for me is that I just want to provide new kinds of content and, maybe bring in some Runeterra people into the world of FFTCG. Yeah, so I started playing about at the end of last year. It was 12/10, maybe like the first week of December of 2020. So, yeah, and it's been 7 months now, almost 8 months now. So definitely more than I thought. But yeah, so I'm gonna be trying to bring my real TCG experience into this. I play these games a lot, right? Like I used to play Hearthstone, and now I'm playing Runeterra. And the biggest thing I noticed is that the card players, they play differently, right? And I don't know if it's because it's digital or it's just obviously there's a different meta, right? And a different, there's all different mechanics and stuff like that. So that's understandable, but I think just the experience I bring towards this game is going to be different. Like I almost qualified for the tournament last year just through the Prime Glory events or their Gauntlet events. I made it to the I had like 4 Prime Glories and I needed to win 2 rounds, but I played myself because I was so anxious, which is normal. Like I do that sometimes when I'm my first like trying to qualify stuff for any event really. And so I mirror matched into Azir Aurelia, and instead of banning it, I just let them have it. So because I was too busy trying to counter it, and although the counters were successful, I wasn't prepared for the other stuff. So it was just like I played myself there, and that's fine. I had to test it. I should have tested it more, but I was running out of time. So yeah, all in all, I'm gonna be trying to build. I see the decks that some of the other content creators make, and yeah, they're pretty good, and they're some are competitive, some are just like, super, like they're crazy combo decks, which are great. But I guess what I want to do is try to do the same thing, build different decks or different like cards that are underutilized, and kind of the same thing that I do in Final Fantasy. Just bring a different take to some of the decks, meta decks, and even anti-meta, which I find to be my favorite thing about these. I try to do that a lot in Hearthstone when I was playing. I didn't take Hearthstone ever too seriously, so I never got to, I don't know what they call it, their challenger or whatever, but I got plat last season here, and like I said, I was doing really good in those, in the Gauntlet challenges. I rarely do I lose one. Like when I'm on the Prime Glory ones, I go undefeated actually. Sometimes I don't even drop around, so it just feels good. I'm sure a lot of people go through this, but I like it a lot. So yeah, the goal of this is to try and qualify for one of those tournaments, and then hopefully get like some attention there to the channel and to myself, and it should be fun. Oh, also the last thing would be probably maybe stream. I think this is a game that I can play and stream online and just show you guys what I can do real time. My first video is actually my Talia Malphite deck that I'm proud of, and I do a quick, it's not really a stream, but I do a quick like showcase of the deck, and it's good. So yeah, for the rest of this video though, I do want to talk about the patch notes. My biggest thing here is so I'm basically free to play also. I probably just spent $10 on the event pass, which isn't that serious, and I might do another event pass just because it's mostly like I want the emotes, but I don't want to buy the emotes because the emotes are like I don't know, it's not that important to me. So Yeah, I'm gonna try to cover this as a mostly free-to-play player, because I don't have all the cards yet. I don't have Gangplank. I don't have, and then I just saw Viego and Akstar or whatever, Axton just revealed. So I think I'm gonna go into all in on Viego. Like this newest patch, I went all in on Echo. So Echo has been fun. It's really good when it's good when it is. When it's working, and it's really bad when it's not. So I'll get more into that because I do want to talk about Echo later. But I'll maybe make separate videos for all the new champs and stuff as I play them. But yeah, so for the rest of this episode, I'm going to be just going over the patch notes as the most free-to-play player and kind of how it affects us, as well as just getting into the game as well, right? Like that's kind of going to be the other thing too. Like a lot of people getting into this game at different times don't know what to build. I know I didn't. Like I never looked up decks until probably last month, and then yeah, and then I was just pretty much making my whole way building my own decks. I really love the simpleton, like all one ofs and stuff. So those are creating those decks were fun for me. The new keyword lurk, big deal. Just if you have a lurk champ on top, you can get +1 to everybody. Yeah, so it's good. It's just gonna buff the deck. It's really strong. They do have lower cost health, so they have much lower health than most things. So they are pretty easy to like beat, but they do have they're just really strong, and they control the board with their fearsome and their being able to give people vulnerability and stuff. They talk about targeting the top decks, which I think was a big thing. The Relia Azir I honestly haven't seen in a while anymore. I still think it's really strong. I played a match going into the new thing without updating it at all, and I still was able to do Aurelia Azir things. I haven't seen Nasus either, Trundle Lissandra I haven't seen, and Draven decks either. I haven't seen much of them. Mostly I'm running into Shen, Jarvan, and then like random stuff, so I don't know. It's too early for me to tell what my predictions are of this current patch, this meta, and then we're getting Viego and an Akstar soon, and I don't know. There's probably another reveal soon, but yeah, and then really I just want to cover this stuff. This is going to be pretty easy stuff. So Miss Fortune goes from no keywords to overwhelm, which is strong because when she does her damage, she can punch up. This is the most important thing. I think they did this to not necessarily three champs, and I think they did this to her and Leona, and I'm going to cover Talia in a second too. But having this is such an important thing because of the way the mechanic works. If there's no forward anymore, if the forward is removed when you're attacking and you have overwhelm, you're going to attack directly, and that's something that I find that a lot of players overlook when they're blocking. And they don't build around that strategy too, like sometimes. Next is Jarvan. I'm a big fan of Jarvan. They had buffed him last time too, but this is another buff too. Allies have survived 4. It's gonna go to allies have survived 3 strikes from enemy blockers. Yeah, it's great. He's gonna happen faster. So by the time he comes out, he should be already like level 2. So he doesn't need to see it, so it's great. This is cool too, the overwhelming fearsome tough thing. Yeah, Tryndamere just got like really strong. We didn't see a lot of Tryndamere before. I know I played him just when I was starting off because I went all in on Freljord. But this should be fun. I might meddle with that a little bit. Next is the Karma, just reducing her cost. I think that's very helpful too. Karma I never found interest in playing her because she was so high. So maybe she's definitely going to see a lot more play now. It's going to be more creative. And yeah, the Aurelia, just from 12 to 14 plus attacks, just slows it down, buys you another turn, maybe another turn or two if you're lucky, like if you're playing optimally, before they get like ridiculously crazy. So I still think it's very doable, very easy. The deck still plays itself to aggression, and I think with this though, it's going to be more fun for me to try it with Quinn. I built like a deck around it earlier before the patch, and I won some, but again, it just takes too long. But I think with that longer, the longer match mentality, like it's gonna work out just fine. The Riven I don't play too much, so this one's interesting. When you gain attack, reforge. To when I'm summoned, if you have the attack token, reforge. When you gain the attack token, reforge. Okay, it went from when you gain the attack token, reforge, to when I'm summoned, if you attack the token, if you have an attack token, reforge. Okay. I guess she doesn't have the. She doesn't reforge every turn, which is a nerf in my opinion. I think I'm reading that right. Buff stats to Heimerdinger. I lost to a Heimerdinger deck the other day, so it's good to see him finally making his way out. They just gave him +1/+1, right? Yeah, +1/+1. So he's gonna be, yeah, because a 5/1/4 is just terrible, or 2/4. Yeah, oh, he was a 1/3 actually, right? So he went to 2/4. Yeah. This was unnecessary. I think Hecarim was already annoying. His cost is fine, but they gave him extra health, so yeah, that's gonna be a problem. And then same thing with Zero. They nerfed him a little bit to kind of fix his, his aggro. It's when you've summoned 13 units. Again, still very easy. Just play him later. I think the deck just plays mid game instead of early. Taking off Fearsome from the first one, from level 1 Gnosis, is good because it was just annoying to deal with. The Sivir's a buff 2 with 30 damage instead of 35, and this is my favorite one. Talia, I tried so hard to make her work last patch, but I couldn't figure it out. I put her with Targon, I put her with just about anything really, and it didn't matter, right? Because she needed a landmark in play for her to use her effect to the fullest, and then even then, like, I never got to do any real damage because they would just block, take the 6 damage, and then that's it. Talia doesn't do anything. So the other thing is now that you don't need that, and there's a new landmark that has gives something 3/2 and overwhelm. It's so good. Like, it's just something you can play in the deck to make her that much better. Next is Taric. Also increased to his base stats, 1 to health. I like the Aphelios buff too as well. They fixed him a little bit. He's a 3/3/3, so he's on curve with all his stuff, and he's not super weak now. He's not getting picked off by a Mystic Shot. The Make It Rain made it a little cheaper. This I'm not okay with, but whatever. Misfortune decks are going to be strong. And Black Market Merchant, also interesting. I'm not big on Bilgewater yet. I like the cards. I do like nabbing a lot. Real disruptive, but these don't mean too much to me. The double tap, also cost went down, and round start grant me on summon and round start. Oh, okay, so his things change. Okay, his on summon and round start. Okay. Oh wow, so he gets better right away. So that's cool. This guy's slot bot's gotten better. This I like because this card was too good, but it was too expensive. So I like that. Base stats. This guy didn't play too much, but he got updated. This guy is good. It was better. He's more playable now. And the Howling Abyss went down. Base stats went up here. Went from elusive and attuned to just elusive. And when I'm recalled, draw 1. So, yeah. Yeah, the attune was too much. It was just broken. This guy got a little bit better too, so I've been seeing this a lot more, and I'm definitely going to play this a lot more. This guy is probably one of the most important things that happened. Just because he's a little safer. Same thing with her. And then the cost on some of this Ionia stuff is just like unnecessary, but it's welcomed. It's gonna be tough to deal with those. You got to remember all that stuff. Yeah, mostly the end here is just stat changes. Nothing that I'm super excited about or interested in. This one's probably good to kind of nerf that stupid Draven Ezreal deck. Oh, this is new. I didn't actually see this. Cost 0 if you summon. Cost 0 if you summon 5+ allies that cost 8 this attack and obliterate all. Okay, so they kind of made this harder, which is, I guess it's good, right? The Watcher thing. It just makes you want to play double stack, right? The one that lets you, when your landmark pops, double its effect or whatever. That one's just makes it easier. But I'll see if I start playing Lissandra. I went all in on Lissandra when she came out too, so that was fun. And then just some more stat changes here. But yeah, guys, not much else for me here on this one. I've kind of been going on for a bit, so I'll try to cut it short. I'm gonna do my best to try to do at least some profile or some kind of content once a week with this, and still to keep up with FFTCG. I didn't like this one. Make it a 3. It was already under curve, so it was kind of annoying. It's just that they didn't want more lifesteal, so it's not good. I don't like the fangs change. And then they went into some more stuff, but we're not covering all that just yet. We're not that ahead of time. I do like the Rek'Sai skin, and the Echo emotes are just fantastic. Yeah, but again, not buying all that stuff. So, well, guys, thanks for jumping in here with me and listening to me rant a little bit. I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope to bring to anyone new followers that I get from this, or my old followers. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more content. That's all I gotta say.